So one of the things we got going on with Atlanta sports, there's a lot of excitement around a lot of other sports, but one of the teams that's kind of not started off so hot, but obviously it's only week 4 now.
Stop
We're
sugarcoating it,
going
man. They're pissing in our Cheerios. All right.
the Falcons, man. It's God, they've been a letdown for sure. 1-2 is definitely not how we all thought this was going to go. At the very least, we thought if we were going to be 1-2, our win would be against the Colts.
Are we sure Dirk Cutter didn't bring back Mike Smith with him? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Dan Quinn is coaching. It looked like it in Philly. And then here we go against Indianapolis, and I could have swore Mike Smith was coaching.
Oh yeah. Well, because we didn't generate any pass rush, and we just sat back and like some base defense playing 15 yards off the ball for no reason. There was a lot of things that went wrong on Sunday. A lot of these have gone wrong so far in the season, and they could be glaring problems. They could be things that we can easily fix. I know it's not going to get any easier against the Tennessee Titans defense, which is one of the best right now in the NFL. So, man, this has not been what we thought it was going to be. That's for sure.
No, it hasn't. I'll take some positives, I guess, real quick. Since I kind of came off fire in there. First positive is Dan Quinn still got his mantras. Yeah. Still fast and physical, right? Number 2 positive. Devontae Freeman actually looked decent. Looked like he got some burst to him again.
That was nice. That was nice.
People were calling for Ito to start because, they obviously don't watch football. And then I was another good positive that I took from the game is that Deion Jones, teams don't like to run towards him. So they've kind of figured out ways against our nickel defense to run against away from Deion, who is probably one of our better penetrating linebackers. So that's a positive for Deion. Means he's really
it's great. It's great for our middle linebacker.
Another positive. Alex Mack, man. Still snapping the ball.
Killing it. Alex Mack's killing it, man.
Expert, bro. Matt Bryant. Still being Matt Bryant, baby. We knew what he would be. We never knew why he was getting cut. We're like, what's going on here? So glad to see
Matty Julio.
Matty Ice.
Julio
be doing Julio things.
Julio's having one of his best seasons so far.
Right? Hoop ain't been bad.
Man, Hooper's playing great. Hooper's great.
Yeah, outside of that, though, that's about it.
That's about it.
The rest of it has been subpar. Subpar. They're shooting bogeys right now, and I'm not happy with it.
Yeah.
Who do you want to start with? Do you want to go with the fact that Tech doesn't seem to understand what edge setting is? Something that I've seen consistently on film is he believes he's a defensive tackle and he should just try and penetrate every single time. It's a huge problem because literally they were letting him do it and letting a tight end push him out of the way in Minnesota. They're like, if you want to get overzealous and jump inside, then we'll just take our tackle and go block a linebacker and let this tight end just kind of continue to push you out the way. So that was a problem. Another problem, Isaiah Oliver. Problem. He's all right out there at times.
He's like this, all right? He's like par. He's shooting par.
But to be fair, no, he's subpar.
Well, no, he's par. But everyone else is below par.
Well, to be fair, the guy he replaced, Robert Alford, was a bogey shooter too. So you shoot about bogey like Robert Alford, no real change there. I'm glad to see the Falcons brought in George Iocca for a workout, right? Of course, we signed Jamal Carter, who, is 26, bounced all around the league, played 16 games, and got like a total of, 10 tackles. So that guy's way better than George Iocca. So glad we made that move.
He's an in-house guy, though. Dan Quinn's going to be able to coach him up.
Came from Denver last year. He can't sign this year to our practice squad, and he's better than George Iocca as starter. It's like, dude, come on. I don't know, man. Some moves make no sense to me. That move makes no sense to me. But we'll be fast and physical, so we're good. So what's some other positives? Kaminsky got some minutes, man. So that's good. Good to see Kaminsky out there because Tech couldn't hold an edge, so they put Kaminsky out there on the edge. Played decently well. Good for Kaminsky.
We're trying to stay positive here.
Yeah. Another positive. Jake Matthews got beat by a rookie. Great.
That's not positive. That's not positive. Good for the rookie.
He's a rookie, man. Oh, man.
Hey, McGarry looked good, but then he did have that false start there at the end.
McGarry does look good, actually. Rather impressed with the way he's kind of held himself up at the tackle because they've kind of gone at him a little bit. He's looked better in pass block than Jake Matthews. So it only cost us about $5 million less. So that's great. Another positive. Sanu is still playing football for the Falcons. I learned that this Sunday because he showed himself. So that was really good. I don't know.
He did have a good game.
He's hurt though. Didn't really see him Sunday. Not sure what's going on there.
Well,
he'll be back to health soon. We'll get him back. Ryan still is working on his prescriptions eyeglasses. So we're hoping by next week his contacts will be finally back in the mail and maybe he'll, start throwing some interceptions. It's hard to see blue, white, they're just so close. Close colors. Can't really tell the difference sometimes. And I'm really glad that we figured out that, you can just grab jerseys in football. I don't know if you knew that. You can just hold them. There's no point in pushing guys in football when you can just grab and hold them. What was the point? What have we been pushing for all this time? Who taught us how to do this whole way? So the Falcons figured that one out. So that's great. This week we got Tennessee, so super excited, because the Falcons are absolutely awesome against the AFC under Dan Quinn. We're rocking a whole 15% win percentage. Basically not good enough to win a batting title in baseball. So that's our fantastic thing to look forward to against Tennessee. I'll be bringing you some great coverage of what Tennessee does well and what they don't do well. Don't worry, we won't expose what they don't do well because we got a scheme and we'll be fast and physical.
Fast and physical. Our favorite phrase. My favorite phrase to hear.
Visit Netherworld. So it's October, people.
That's true. Fast and physical is more like small and weak, in my opinion. Because, I don't know about you. It looks like we're a lot smaller than the offenses that we're going up against, and they seem to just be getting pushed around. And so they're obviously not stronger than the other teams, but they're fast and they're flying around, but then they go and hit the players, and they don't even wrap up, and we don't tackle. So, explain that one to me. Or don't, because I don't need an explanation. The truth is, it's not looking very positive for us here in Atlanta and for the Falcons. They've been giving us nothing but disappointment.
I thought it was very positive. Realistically, if we want to look at the game realistically, the turnover for Matt Ryan was a killer. Red zone, it's points, especially when you're down 10-0. You really can't do that. Matt Ryan's got to know he can't do that. you have to make that throw. I broke it down in our article. You can check it out on theothersidesports.com. I broke down the throw. He definitely had a place for the ball. But, you've talked about this offline, but looking at it now, again, you should have just done it to Kenyon Barner. It was 1st and 10. There was no point trying to force that ball into that tight window, even though it was there. You had an easy check down route, could have gotten you 5 yards, potentially a first down. I mean, Kenyon Barner can work in space. So it looked like he had space in front of him. And to me, guys like him, that's all you want, right? Give the guy the ball in space and let him do what he does. Drew Brees been doing that with Kamara, and, people don't think he's getting any older. So it helps a lot when you have a running back who can create in space. So, that's bad. Second thing, you get into the rest of it is just straight discipline. I mean, again, I talked about a little bit in that same article on, penalties. I mean, it's a problem. 16 penalties. You give them 4 first downs on 3rd down, I want to say, a total of 8 overall. You're not going to win a football game like that. You'll never win a football game like that. You're going to lose. I don't care if you're playing the Miami Dolphins. We'd have lost to the Miami Dolphins last week. That's how bad.
You take that back, sir. You take that back. We would not have lost to the Dolphins.
Facts. Facts are as facts are. In fact, I gave a good friend of mine, Trey Trantham, a shout and asked him, if he had wished he drew the Falcons this year because we can't beat the AFC. It doesn't matter how bad the team is. We lost to the entire AFC East. So I no longer trust Quinn against the AFC. He's got a problem when he goes against teams that really are physical. And the reason is the AFC has to be physical. You're talking about a lot of those Northeastern teams playing ice-cold conditions in winter. Those teams are going to run the ball. They can't be exotic offenses up there. No need to get cute. Time to get physical. My big man against your big man. Who's going to win? And the Falcons will win those matchups.
All right, now. It's looking more of a project year for us. Hoping to make the playoffs. That's all I hope. 9-7, making the playoffs. 10. If we can get there, let's just get back to 500 here. The Tennessee Titans aren't going to be a cakewalk, and they're actually going to be really difficult for us to beat.
Well, so. Here's the thing. I watch it. You either fix it or Dan Quinn's got to go.
It's true.
There's nothing else I can say about it. It's not that the talent's not there. It's not that the ability to finish isn't there. It's straight the fact that they're not prepared early in games, right? And at the end of the day, they're beating themselves. Mm-hmm. And when you think about the best coach teams, they're typically the least penalized teams. Doesn't mean you don't have anomaly games and anomaly times. But it's not an anomaly. Dan Quinn's had a lot of games where there's just been penalty after penalty after penalty. And at some point, you've got to look at the coach and say, what are you doing to make sure these guys are trusting their technique and not, holding? Part of it is because he puts them in that position, puts them in man-to-man, forces them to play.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. He needs to definitely make a lot of adjustments to everything. It's like sometimes the loss, it comes down to players, some plays, some penalties or whatever. And sometimes, it comes down to coaching. And Dan Quinn right now has not been showing that he's been on top of his job this year. Maybe being a defensive coordinator is taken away from it. Honestly, maybe he needs a defensive coordinator. He needs to go back to being the head coach. He's trying to
the penalties have come a lot on defense.
Details.
The offensive line, we've had some holding calls, but I wouldn't think that was to be unexpected with, a couple rookies starting on the offensive line on the right side of the line. And plus you're bringing in 3 new players guaranteed across the line. That means you're going to have communication issues and a guy's going to hold. What frustrates me, and I think I texted you about it during the Colts game, is Jake Matthews gets a hold and my quarterback still gets hit. Again, if you're going to hold, at least make sure the quarterback doesn't get hit. hell, pull the guy to the ground. Like, just go ahead and do it. Do it all the
Yeah,
way.
just
Don't have
you're already holding them.
You don't have to do it. You know you're caught. You know you got beat. You know everybody and their mama saw you get beat. So you know you're reaching out and you're holding. So do it. If you're gonna do it, do it. It makes no sense to hold. We lose 10 yards and Matt Ryan still gets drilled in the face because you halfway held him but didn't really hold him up.
Well, let's be real. I mean, the offense hasn't really been our issue, like you said. I mean, the first half was pretty horrendous offensively, but then we came to play in the second half, and our offense was a completely different beast in the second half. You know, if we can get that offense like throughout the rest of the season, it'd be nice. You know,
Minnesota, the offense was a bit of an issue for a minute.
Yeah, but I mean, we're just gonna chalk that up to another preseason game because those guys they were not prepared.
Well, it was turnovers. His turnovers on both first and second game on offense were a huge issue. I mean, you had 6 turnovers in those 2 games. Like, I don't put that on the defense. Eventually, those guys, you got to give them a break, man. When you give the ball up that much in the NFL, you're going to get beat. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good. The fact that we beat Philly is really due to Trufant getting some interceptions and taking that from what was a -3 turnover rate margin to a -1 turnover margin. You don't get that.
Yeah.
You lose.
That was the difference in the game. That probably is the difference in the game.
So I think it matters. I think it's a combination. I don't think it's one side. So I think it's fixable. I will say that I'm not. Well, I joke and I pick fun at the struggles that we've had because at some point you can't dwell on it and let it beat you up. It's a game. Those guys get paid millions of dollars, and if they do a terrible job, they'll get fired. So it is what it is. It sucks for us as fans, but there's really not much we can do. But the truth is the talent's still there. You watch the film, the plays are there. Hell, the Colts, you beat them if you don't blow 2 coverages. I mean, they were just 2 straight blown coverages on a receiver that had 0 targets.
Man, and that one got
just a blown coverage.
And the one that you highlighted in the article at theothersidesports.com was I thought one of the things that you mentioned, and it's true, is he got caught looking in the backfield when there's no reason to be caught looking in the backfield considering you got like 7 guys right there in front of you who are going to make the play. So your focus should only be on the wide receiver, making sure that he's covered.
Yeah, you had 8 in the box. You had 2 receivers on the play. The tight end and running back were both selling run to start the play. And the only thing you have is a safety over the top. Ricardo Allen's just meant to be a safety net. But at the end of the day, it's just that. You're caught looking. Some of that to me, too, comes down to you like the fact that Oliver, plays physical. Like, I give him his credit, and I even said in the article, he shows it close to the line. He tackles. He's not afraid to get physical with guys. He's not afraid to, try and get up there and play with running backs and get them to the ground. So you appreciate that, but in a play like that, you look at it and go, man, you have to trust your teammates. You say, this is my job. I'm not even going to worry about the run. I'm going to track this guy, and if he comes out to block me, then I'm going to throw him on the ground, and then I'll worry about the running back, right? And I just don't think he did that. I think he was thinking, I need to get up here. They're going to run out the clock and all that, instead of thinking, well, you need to make sure you're covering your man. So it is what it is. It's frustrating. It was the second blown coverage. I mean, the other one was probably less frustrating because it's a communication issue, but it was still frustrating because it was KZ and Dion. Now KZ's new to the nickel role, so maybe there's some shifting going on there, some change there, but those are 2 vets. They shouldn't have communication issues on whether they were supposed to hand off that coverage or not. I don't know. But that other touchdown to Pascal, that's just a straight, again, blown coverage. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to win games blowing coverages.
No. One thing that I am concerned about is our defense's ability to stop the run. hopefully against Derrick Henry this week, we can hold him to a nice less chunk of yards that we've allowed recently, where Dalvin Cook's gone off, including their backups even had good games against us. And Philly, pretty much any running back that they put out there had success against us. And then you look at Marlon Mack, and man, we just couldn't seem to get him for a 3-yard loss or a 3-yard gain or 2-yard gain. It's like, okay, we got him for what's going to about to be 2nd and 8, and now it's 2nd and 3 or 2nd and 2 or even a first down. We could not seem to really stop the run that much in key moments when it's 2nd down and long or something. These are important downs to make sure you don't give up a big chunk of running yardage and put the ball in the quarterback's hands. So.
And it's been interesting too, because I've noticed that in nickel, we've been running a Luacon and or at least in the Colts tape that I remember recently, we ran a Luacon and Deion Jones a lot. And it's interesting you say smaller, because the Colts ran against that look a lot and against our nickel. And Luacon's not a big guy either. And I know they're both supposed to be middle linebackers. But Luacon's kind of struggled a bit, especially on reading his lines. On that touchdown that Marlon Mack ran, where he just basically stiff-armed our entire defense, really, Luacon should have jumped that gap. He actually misread it, tried to run around a blocker, when what he really should have done is he should have jumped the gap, right? I think if you had Deion Jones and Luacon flipped, that touchdown doesn't happen, because Deion Jones shoots the gap and, it tries to meet the running back at the point, where a Luacon kind of ran sideline to sideline along the goal line, and Mack beat him to the pylon.
Mm-hmm.
So, hopefully those are things, again, they clean up on tape. Luacon's, he's a young guy still. But, it was interesting. I didn't see Campbell out there. I was really kind of surprised not to see Campbell more in nickel, considering he's played weak side. He's meant to be a pass defense, but he's just a bigger guy, so he gives you a little bit of some size presence too.
Yeah.
So, like you said, we'll just have to keep an eye on it, because, when you're looking at your linebackers and you're going, man, 215, 220, 225. Yeah, dude, those guys are, there's tight ends that are going to push those guys around. Like, most tight ends now are 245, 250.
And then if you look at our interior defensive line, which is something that I was real upset we didn't really address in the past couple drafts, where it comes to, like, I know Chris Lindstrom is great, or he was a good pick, but at the same time he's not playing this year, and it would be nice to have Dexter Lawrence, a bigger defensive tackle who takes up a lot more space, holds his ground a lot better than some of our other undersized defensive tackles against these.
I don't know. You have to show me that on tape.
Looks,
show me that on tape, because what I've seen on tape hasn't been anything in interior defensive line. From what I could tell, man, Davison, Crawford. I've seen Crawford. I mean, I've seen him get beat on a play here or there, right? And that's going to happen.
It does.
But overall, I haven't seen necessarily an issue on the interior defensive line. It's been on the edges, and that's
it's more about
the Colts beat us on the edge, and the Minnesota beat us on the edge. Philly early in the game hit us a couple times, and then Tack adjusted.
Yeah.
And they adjusted, and it seemed to get solved, and you thought it'd get solved going into this week. But no, the Colts, again, a lot of their big runs were coming, off tackle. And that's where there's no edge being set there, right? They're able to turn over and form that wall, and that running back's just coming right around.
I wish we could figure out a way to be able to see, like, the how many yards up the middle, really, like these ISO plays and stuff where they just go right towards us, or draws and where the interior defensive line really is a factor. But I just think it all factors in when the middle of your line, well, not just a lineman, but then your middle linebacker is also undersized. So now you're pulling guards out and you're trapping them this way. And yeah, you run off tackle, but man, there's a hole right there because they just wall it off pretty much. And then, you get one of our linebackers
too, is you have, our defensive ends run themselves out of plays. They'll use speed rush sometimes. They try to use their speed rush, and they run themselves right out of the play, and the offensive lineman lets them go, right? And literally just kind of lets them run themselves and then just keeps pushing them back, like almost like, hey, you're pass rushing a run play. And that's what kills us with the draws. Beasley tries to come in and try to come in with 2 speed rushes outside, and then you get a draw play right in between them and the guard. I mean, one of those sides is normally going to be open. To that point, I just haven't seen the necessarily on film per se a huge issue with the interior line. Pass rush hasn't been as nice as you would like it to be.
It came alive in the Philly game, but then again, they threw the ball a lot more. They threw the ball 43 times or 48 times.
Quentin Nelson was doing work. I mean, Quentin Nelson was owning it. I mean, he really, to be fair, they really doubled Davison on what I noticed a lot. And they matched Quentin Nelson with Grady Jarrett. There's a lot of times you saw those two going at it, which was a fun matchup. And Nelson's he's a baller, man.
Well, and in all fairness, the Colts do have one of the better offensive lines in the NFL.
I mean, if you go back, maybe I'll share this on our Twitter page for the followers, our follower out there that'll pay attention to it. But I'll go back and show you a play where Jack Crawford gets absolutely mauled by Quentin Nelson. I want to say he pushed him back 10 yards.
Mm-hmm. But it's Jack Crawford versus Quentin Wilson. Nelson. It's like,
dude, Jack Crawford is not a slum, man. Like he's not a
slum. But come on, he's not anywhere close to being one of the top defensive tackles or defensive linemen in the league.
No, he's not. But he's definitely earned rotation snaps in the league. And guys like that normally don't get pushed back 10 yards. I don't care how good the guy is across the line from them. They don't normally just maul them around like that.
I'm just mad because I really wanted Christian Wilkins, and the Miami Dolphins took him and added him to that crap.
I want Chris Lindstrom back.
Yeah, it'd be nice. That'd be nice, but he's not playing. He's out.
He'll be back. I'm not worried about it, man. It's not always about right now. So
this year is about right now. This season's about right now.
Yeah, it is.
This next season is about right now.
This season's not over
or anything, but
the season's not over. He'll be back this year. I'm not going to freak out because at the end of the day, last I checked, didn't we pay for 2 guards? Oh, that's yeah. So we should have guards. So,
but then Jamal Brown got hurt last game. He got hurt towards the end of the game. He didn't come back in. They put in they had to sign another guy today. So you're like, man, it's not looking good for our offensive line. But
let's see here. Let's see what the injury report has them listed as right now. And I'm on there for week. Well, that's week 3. To be fair,
let's see.
They won't release it till tomorrow. The first one comes out tomorrow.
John Wetzel. That's who we signed. We signed John Wetzel.
Oh, and Jamal Carter.
There it is.
Man, we could have signed Eric Berry, and we went with daggum freaking Jamal Carter.
Hey, I wish we would have signed Eric Berry. That would have been nice.
I wanted Eric Berry.
Man, Eric Berry would be nice. It sucks for Neil. That's one thing that, out of all this, it's like it sucks that, we're – okay, the season's been a disappointment, but now we lose Neil again. Like, that's just rough, man. That's just rough.
Yeah, it sucks for him.
Sucks for us. Sucks for him and us, and really stinks.
We didn't even face Jabal Sheard, man. Getting worked by rookies, man.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good, man. But at the same time, it's like this is what it's all about. Dan Quinn, you say he's on the hot seat, basically. Not really, but he's not. But he's sort of, because it's like, all right, how much leeway do you give a guy who went to the Super Bowl 2 years into his his career here as the head coach, and now here we are. 3 years later, and where are we at? We're middle of the road. So that was all on Kyle Shanahan's offense. We were just worked out. We didn't get injuries. But, and it could all come down to what I said from the get-go when we hired Steve Sarkisian, was that we ruined those 2 years of that prime, those prime 2 years right there were at the peak of our height of everyone having success. We brought in a guy who just changed it up completely on offense. And it set us back, because now here we are. We had to draft offensive linemen. We had to rehire offensive coordinators who we let go, basically. We didn't fire. They got better jobs. But, and I guess we're about to be back, but now we have to wait again. So it's just, man, what a waste it feels like. That we have to win this year. It feels like we have to after everything. We got to at least get back to winning games, more than one. We have to go after the Titans. We have to win our division. Look, the Buccaneers aren't going to be a slouch anymore, and the Carolina Panthers aren't going to continue to, these are teams that are going to continue to get better. The Saints are already good, and then there's still won a game with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. So I think a lot of people peg them to probably lose that game, since once Drew Brees went out, and yet they won. So now we're sitting over here, man, the division isn't going to be easy. So dude, we got to get it going. They have to get it going this week. You got to win. Have to beat the Titans at home. At the very least, we got to win our home games.
I mean, I don't disagree, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to, at the end of the day, what they bring week to week seems to be inconsistent. It makes it hard.
It makes it hard as a fan.
Yes, it does.
Luckily, we have other things that are very positive happening in the state of Georgia. So with other sports teams to take our minds off of it. But once those seasons are over, we're going to be left with the Hawks and the Falcons. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We will see how it goes. And so will the rest of our fans out there. And here's to hoping that it's better than it's been.